Hey guys, welcome to Cigar Therapy. My name's Steven. Today I'm going to be smoking the Zino Nicaragua Gordo, which is a 6-inch long cigar and a 60 ring gauge. See if you can see it there. Just going to have a little sniff of that. Yeah, that smells really good. It's a cigar I haven't actually tried before. I was in Cardiff meeting up Adam, otherwise known as Welsh Fashion, on Instagram. He was one of my first supporters on the page. He'd been a massive support for me, and it was amazing getting to meet him. So I picked that up while I was meeting him. And what I'm going to be doing today is what I'm calling Cigar Therapy, where I'm going to smoke some cigars with some beautiful scenery and use you guys as my therapist, because I'm a broke bitch and I can't afford a therapist. So you're going to have to listen to me, bitch. No. So I'm going to get this cut. I've got the V cut today for a beautiful cigar here. Oh, that does smell good. So yeah, I'm going to get that cut, and then we'll have a look at what that initial first draw is like. Get a nicer cut than that. Should have put that straight in the ashtray. I am being creative today. I forgot an ashtray. Luckily, I'm in my camper van, so I have a little camping utensil that I'm going to have to use as an ashtray today. Let's get all that shit off. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've seen some people say it's really coffee-like. I'm getting that straight away. Very earthy. Yeah, I'm getting that coffee instantly. Luckily, I've paired it with some of Sainsbury's finest ground coffee, so let's pour that up. Get myself a mug. Don't know if you guys can tell, I've parked on a bit of a slant. I'm in my favourite spot just outside of Swansea. It's Bettis Mountains. It's really peaceful. Probably hear some cars going by. Hopefully we don't get too many of them, because it is usually a pretty quiet place. But it's Bank Holiday Monday, so they're everywhere. Right, let's get this bad boy toasted. And before anyone says, I'm not one for expensive lighters yet. At the moment it's a nice expensive lighter or a cigar, and at the moment I would much rather smoke a cigar. Get that nice and toasted. That first drag, really nice. Really, really nice. Let's get that a bit more going. I don't usually go for a cigar this size. I like a Robusto, Toro maybe. Never really had something of this size, so I thought it'd be a nice way to sort of introduce cigar therapy, I suppose. Oh, that's still bloody hot. So far, it's really nice, really nicely rolled. Build quality is fantastic by the looks of it. And it smells phenomenal. Yeah, so what I wanted to get out of this, really, I just want to chat shit to you guys. I'm planning on starting a podcast in the near future. Got a few guests lined up, but this is more me talking directly to you guys. I'm gonna be investing in some new equipment. At the moment, I'm literally just using bog standard iPhone quality. At least it's 4K. But yeah, no, we're gonna get this first video. First time recording for you guys. And we'll just go see where it goes. I might change some formats. You guys might say this bit sucks, this bit's good. We'll go from there. There's no real topics to talk about in particular. Like, I'm not just gonna come here just solely talk about cigars, because you guys are probably more experts than me. I'm gonna probably learn way more from you guys than you are from me. I'm fairly new in the cigar game. I've always loved cigars. I probably had my first one, first legal one at 18, first cigar from a friend who probably pinched it from his dad's stock. I think I was 14. And then I've always just kind of had cigars at events, so, you know, weddings, birthdays, you know, things like that. I've always enjoyed a cigar with some friends. Yeah, this is a lovely cigar. It does say the burn time is I think 60 minutes to 85 minutes, so this might be a very long video. But we'll probably cut it down. If I'm rambling about absolute bollocks, might cut it out, might not. We'll see what you guys want. If I'm just sat here enjoying the cigar, I might leave that in little bits, might cut little bits out, depends how long the video is, really. But like I said, it's a new series here. We're going to go from there and just sort of see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything you want me to change, is there anything you want me to add? Do you guys just want me to shut up? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so it's a bank holiday weekend in the UK here. I don't know if you guys over in America know what a bank holiday is. Essentially, we get a random day off, random 2 days off, just adds on to the weekend, so either a Friday or a Monday. So we've had, well, today is bank holiday Monday. We tend to just fucking do nothing, to be honest. I mean, I know a few people enjoy doing stuff. I've actually just tried to enjoy the sun as much as I can. We don't get it very often here, especially in Wales. So what did I do? Friday, went down to Cardiff. So it's only about, God, Cardiff, well, actually, it's an hour drive. Took me 2.5 because I did feel bad at the time. Fairly bad accident. I was driving past, getting a bit road ragey. I was on my way to a meeting, then I was going to go meet Adam. Shout out to Adam Welsh Fashion. So there was a fairly bad accident, so I was delayed a lot. And then on the way back, pretty much opposite, the other side of the road to where that accident was, another accident. Welsh people just don't know how to drive on motorways, apparently. And I can say that I am Welsh. Oh, that coffee's still piping hot, but it's lovely. Yeah, pretty bad accident, but got to Cardiff, had my meeting, and then went to meet Adam. Adam's first time meeting him. He's supported this page for a long time, since I started. He's probably one of my first, probably in the first 10 followers, to be honest. He's a really nice guy. Met some amazing people during this cigar journey, from all over, really. I've met some people from the UK in general, Scotland as well, obviously part of the UK. A lot of people in America, actually, and there's a lot of European countries, but Netherlands is a big one. One of my first, I think it was was it my first Cuban? It was probably from a Netherlands store, which is actually a Romeo and Juliet, one of my favourite Cubans. And I was over for my buddy's wedding. That was back in, was it December? It's one of those. I want to say it's my first Cuban. Probably wasn't, because I've smoked a few cigars with people who smoke Cubans. But but it was my first time going out my way to get the cigar, you know, properly dive into the information of it, where before it was just, give me a cigar, I don't care what it is, you know. I've really started to appreciate cigars at that point then, just trying to learn as much as I could about them, trying different cigars. Yeah, it's been, I love it. I kind of get micro obsessions as soon as I'm on it, bang. Usually they do fade out, but cigars have just stuck with me. I'm obsessed. Love it. And a big part of it's probably the community, to be honest. You know, I love the cigars themselves, always love smoking them, but the community has really dragged me in. Everyone I've spoken to has been amazing, really good support. Yeah, that's a bit nice and slow. It might be here. Usually I smoke cigars far too quickly, but luckily I'm talking a lot of bollocks, so it might actually last a while. I might even have to cut this video up a little bit because it might last too long, but who knows, who knows. You guys might like the longer format. But I'm going to say that's going to be more the podcast. So I've been looking to do the podcast in this van, actually. You guys can probably see my head is on the roof, so I've got to slouch a little. So if I've got any guests bigger than me, I'm 6'3". If I've got a 6'4" guest, even I've got someone lined up actually who's 6'8". So I'm gonna have to think of some ideas for them. Potentially outside, you know, if it's a nice day, nice and quiet. I'm gonna get some clip-on microphones and everything, so the quality's a lot better, especially in the wind. That's one thing I didn't want to do today, is just sit outside in that wind. You guys wouldn't be able to hear me on the audio, or it'd be really, really unaudible. It's a beautiful day though, it is beautiful, but it's up the mountains, it gets windy. Yeah, I'm about 20-minute drive out of Swansea right now. It's one of my favourite places to just park up, chill, just enjoy a cigar, go for a walk, take the dog. It's a lovely area. If you're ever around Swansea area, definitely recommend coming up Bettis Mountains. There's a few reservoirs, not too, literally, you can probably see it behind me, to be honest. There's a little walkway to a reservoir. It's beautiful, it's really nice. I would have gone there today, but you've got to walk there. Again, wind. If I had a decent microphone that had some, you know, windproof equipment, happy days, but I do not. Yeah, so a little bit about me. Oh, that's, I've got to fix that up a little bit. Sticking to my lip there. So yeah, my name's Stephen, 26, I think. I'm actually getting married, oh God, in a week. Big part of my partner's always saying, why did you have to start doing the cigar page around the wedding? Around the wedding is the worst time to do it. You're preoccupied, blah, 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 blah. Don't tell her. It's got me out doing a lot of stuff for the wedding. It's not, the wedding bits aren't my talent. She's very crafty, very creative. I am not. So in my opinion, it's my best option to stay out of the way before I get shouted at. But no, she's been amazing. She's done really well. So yeah, we're getting married in just over a week. So plenty more cigars to come before then, and during then, and after then. Really, really mild cigar. Quite creamy. That is falling a little bit here, probably my cut, to be honest. My cutter isn't the best. Like I said, at the moment I have to use a cheap cutter because it's between getting a nice cutter and having no cigar to cut with, or use a cheap cutter and be able to buy some cigars. So yeah, I currently work full-time. Big into sports. I'm currently studying sports science in university, going into my last year. I'm mostly into combat sports, so boxing, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Not a massive football person, which is quite a controversial thing to say in Britain. I did actually watch the I want to say it was the I'm gonna get killed by my father-in-law for this. FA Cup. It was the FA Cup final, Man United versus Man City. Actually, a really enjoyable game. My father-in-law's a massive Man U supporter, so he was ecstatic. I think it was 2-1 in the end, but it was an enjoyable game. Like, I'm not a massive football fan. Don't mind watching the odd game here and there. I enjoyed the game though. I've always loved rugby. I was a second row for my hometown up to the age of, I think, 16, 17. Always loved rugby. To be fair, I didn't get into combat sports. I always loved boxing. Loved MMA. Had nothing like that in my hometown though. Very, very little. Unless it's football, rugby, there was nothing. A little bit of cricket. I hated cricket. Cricket was not my thing. But yeah, so moved down to Swansea. Became obsessed with mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu. Doing a lot of jiu-jitsu at the moment. Unfortunately, during coming up to the wedding, I've missed a few sessions, so I'm going to get a big slapping down when I go back. Probably going to end up with some bruises on my back for missing, what has it been, just over a week, maybe 2. So yeah, I'm going to have some belt whips on my back, which is not fun, but it's all part of it, and plus it's my fault for missing sessions. That's one thing about this community. There's so many different people from all walks of life. One big thing I thought when I was joining this community is it's going to be a lot of people who are quite well off, suit, tie, the whole shebang. Quite. I don't want to say snobby because people are nice whatever walk of life they come from, if they're the right kind of person for you. But I thought it was going to be quite a not as welcoming community, but everyone has been fantastic. More people I've met. Very little wear suits that often. I mean, I love wearing a suit for an event, so I've got the Cigar Manners event coming up soon. That is, I want to say the 21st of June. I'm going to have to double check that. That's in the Celtic Manor. That's going to be a really good event. Really looking forward to that. So I'll probably wear, maybe not a full suit, but maybe, waistcoat, shirt, trousers, But no, that's going to be really good. Really, really good. Going to have a nice cigar, nice couple of drinks. Unfortunately, I do tend to pair a cigar with an alcoholic drink. I'm a big bourbon guy. So even, bourbons, whiskies, it's kind of the same thing, but it's a different barrel. A lot of you probably know that. I've not really been a massive rum guy. I wouldn't mind giving rum a go. Rum, I don't mind it with a bit of lemonade. Never drank it straight. Never had it with a cigar. Something I'm going to have to change. Wine, I like red wine. I hate white wine. It's not my thing. Rosé the same. Not my thing. Yeah, but bourbons, whiskies, that's pretty much, that's my main thing. My dad does tend to brew a lot, whether it's whiskies, rums, vodkas. Some of them are great. He likes to make a lot of wine as well. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them, I couldn't drink again. I had one sip. I think he burnt it or something. I don't know the exact term. He burnt the whiskey apparently. I had one sip, and I tried to put it through a few times, so it just got stronger and stronger and stronger. I think it worked out at like 70-80%, and I tried one sip, and it's not the one. I couldn't talk the next day. It was something else. But then he made another batch of whiskey, didn't burn it, and that was fantastic, absolutely amazing, and I would drink that every day. But he didn't make me any. He drank it all at Christmas, bastard. So one thing I've really enjoyed going to is just going to different tobacconists. So I've been a lot to the Aberystwyth one quite a lot. One of the Cigars of Cuba. They are amazing in there. Peter in there, he's the owner. He's fantastic, so knowledgeable, so welcoming. He's shown me a lot of different cigars. He's just been amazing, to be honest. Really nice talking to him. Really nice. He just lets me go in there, take some photos for the old Instagram. And yeah, no, he's just really appreciative of I suppose it's my interest in it, but he just is so welcoming, and it's really nice to see, especially for someone who's been in the game for so long. So Peter's actually going to come on the podcast when that's all set up, and he's from the sounds of it, from what he's told me. I didn't want to get into it too much because I wanted it to be a natural conversation on the podcast, but he's had some interesting stories, especially from Cuba and that sort of area of the world. So I'm really looking forward to talking to him about that. Yeah, this is a slow burning cigar. It's really nice. Wasn't overly expensive either. Not a bad price, especially for the size. And I'm sure you can get it cheaper in other places. This is quite a small independent shop. Well, they're not independent actually, apart from Vanna House. I have seen it. I'm griping over pennies here really. I think this cigar was maybe £25. I think the cheapest I've seen it was 23. It's not ridiculously bad. And plus I didn't have to wait for delivery and all that, which is great. Another person I've actually met during the cigar experience was James Drew, who is Cigar Shack UK. He's been phenomenal, really supportive. Massive shout out to him because he's just been great. I met up with him what was it now, 2 weeks ago. We just went for a beer, bit of a chat. He told me about his experiences, sort of the do's and don'ts, and what is the best way to sort of start this kind of thing up. He's been fantastic, really. He's really knowledgeable on cigars. He obviously works for Smoke King UK. Does a lot of work with them, content creation, reviews and things like that. So he's really knowledgeable. And no, he's just a really supportive guy, to be honest. It was great meeting him. Looking forward to meeting him more as well, and hopefully enjoying a few more cigars. And I'm part of his Telegram group. I hope he doesn't mind me shouting the Telegram group out, because when I join groups or anything, you get messages all the bloody time, and you just mute it because it's so much. You're not going to read it anyway, so you just mute it, and then now and again you'll post in there. But with James's Telegram group, everything in there is hilarious. The guys in there are great, really supportive, really knowledgeable as well. Come from all over the UK. Well, saying that, I think there's a few people. I don't actually know where a lot of them are from. They're from all over the world, really. But some people in there are hilarious. And it's just been really nice getting to know those guys, who I'm sure are watching. You better be watching. Support the channel, guys. But no, there's some great upcoming things with those guys. I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna say it in the video. If I can't say it, James, I'll cut it out. But we're doing a charity calendar called Cigars and Dad Bods. So we're just gonna meet up, do a little calendar for charity. But it'll be a good laugh, and it'd be really nice to meet some of the guys in that group as well. I don't know if you guys can see that view very well. Got some turbines. Turbines are great up here. You don't realise how big they are until you're literally stood next to it. It's beautiful up here though. I'm going to have to get some footage and pop it in here. Right, I think I'm going to smoke a bit of this, and then I'll jump back on with you guys. Yeah, we're just going to sit here, enjoy the cigar really. Just get a look at these views. I cannot believe I've just sat there and spoken for 20 minutes and I didn't record it. That's a very me thing to do, very rookie move. Ayo. Luckily, I got the larger cigar, because that means I've got more time to talk and I can make up for it. I can't believe I've done that. I'm really enjoying this cigar. It's something I could smoke quite regularly. not at this size. I would go for a smaller, you know, either probably the Robusto. But it's definitely been a really nice introduction to the Zino brand. It's something I haven't smoked before in the past. And it's, yeah, I've dropped my spoon. Nah. It goes really nice with a black coffee. Bloody hell. Cars everywhere now. Tell it is a bank holiday. How dare they drive to my spot. So yeah, we're past the midway point now. Might even take that band off. I'm probably going to end up smoking this to the nub because, like I said, it's not a lot to it, but it is very enjoyable. I feel like just a little bit more spice in it would, because I've seen some people say there's some spice to it. I don't get any spice from it. Very light, very creamy. I do get a bit of the coffee. Very earthy. No spice to it at all. Which might be great for some people. I like a little kick. I've had some cigars though that are far too spicy. It's far too spicy. It's literally like I've just had a Vindaloo. So just a little kick to this, I think, would just give it that a little bit more complexity to it. It's lasted a long time though. I find I smoke far too fast. If it says it's a 45-minute burn time, I'm usually done in half an hour. And that's smoking it down to the nub. So the fact that this has lasted as long as it has, I know obviously in the video you've missed you've missed a good third of it. But the fact that I've got that much left, and it's still smoking brilliantly. I wouldn't say that it's changed at all through the cigar. Maybe the last third there might be that bit of spice I'm after. Don't get me wrong, I don't like a cigar too spicy, just that little bit, just to give it that little oomph in the cigar. But no, I'm really enjoying the cigar. I would definitely smoke it again, and I would definitely. I'd probably buy a box of the Robustos. To be honest, I probably would have a box in the humidor. I feel like this is a good day-to-day smoke. If I was to go to, I wouldn't get this for someone as a gift. I would, unless they're a beginner. If they were a beginner getting into cigars, I would probably get this for someone. But if they're a seasoned cigar smoker, I feel like this isn't gonna hit it for them. That's I might be wrong. It's a personal opinion at the end of the day. That's why I don't want to give a full-blown review on these cigars because I mean, I will give my honest opinion. I'll say how I found the cigar personally. But a lot of people might disagree with me. Fair enough. But for me, this is a great day-to-day cigar. You know, if you're on the golf course, whatever, and you just want it to be... it says it's a medium cigar. I would say it's more on the light to medium. But if you, just having a cigar for this, daily smoke, I think it would be great. But if you wanted that special occasion, if you're going to a wedding or something like that, personally, I want something with a little bit more of a kick, a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit fuller. I've smoked a fair amount of it already, and it's not like that nicotine isn't like woof. It's very, very mild, very mellow. So maybe having that little bit of a stronger cigar, for me personally, would be great. But no, if I was to just for this, it's perfect for coming up to the mountains, just enjoying the view, having a nice mellow cigar. I would get this again for it. But if I was to go to a wedding, if I was to celebrate a friend's birthday, if I was to buy someone a cigar as a gift, I think I would go for something else. Personal opinion, you might disagree. That's completely fine. Let me know though. So, one thing I want to ask you guys, what is your go-to pairing with a cigar? I usually go for, yeah, like I said, whiskies, like a coffee with it. I've been told Dr. Pepper goes phenomenal with a cigar, which is so strange. I'm not a massive fizzy drink person, but Dr. Pepper is my one weakness when it comes to fizzy drinks. But I've never had one with a cigar. Don't know why. I never would have thought of putting a fizzy drink with a cigar, personally. I like the mild, like black coffee, perfect. Doesn't, it adds to it, I find, especially if it's like a cigar like this. It's got those few little coffee notes. The cup of coffee with it, I find, just brings it out a little bit more, especially with an earthy cigar as well. The coffee kind of it just blends nice with it. Whiskey, I will mix with everything. Doesn't matter. I love a whiskey with anything. I find, so one of my favourite whiskies is a Penderyn. Penderyn is a Welsh distillery. They've actually just opened a distillery up in Swansea. I can't even remember where the other two are now. Llandudno, and I want to say in Brecon, or near Brecon Beacons maybe. Can't remember 100%. But so I would have a whiskey beforehand, have a few draws, have another bit of whiskey, and it changes the flavour of the whiskey completely. It's so nice to see. Like, I like the whiskey anyway. Few draws and the whiskey, it's almost like, I don't know, it just makes it so much nicer with a cigar. It just pairs so well. Whether the cigar changed because I had the whiskey, I'm not 100%, because I always have a sip first of the whiskey, then have a few draws, then have another sip to see how it changes the whiskey. Maybe I should do it the other way around, just to see how it changes the cigar, whether it does or not. But no, that Penderyn, it was a Penderyn Gold I usually have with a cigar, or a Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is my favourite bourbon. Penderyn is probably, whether it's because it's Welsh, I don't know, but I do love it. It's really good. I was discussing it with James Drew from Cigar Shack. He loves a Penderyn whiskey, and there's not a lot of, I know Penderyn sells all over the world, but you don't hear about it often, which is a shame, because I think, as far as a whiskey itself, phenomenal. Because it's Welsh, and there's very little Welsh whiskies out there, it's so good. So one thing I was so confused about was a cigar smoking championship. I never knew that was a thing until recently, and I mean, I definitely wouldn't enter one yet. I'm far too new in the game for that, but I would love to go to one just to see what it's like. Like, I've read up on some of the rules, and it seems like an interesting concept, so I'd love to just go and watch. I think it would be really interesting. But there's some weird competitions out there now. Cigar smoking, never would have thought it'd be a competitive sport, but it is, fair enough. Oh, almost tipped your table. But the one thing that's been coming up on my newsfeed so much at the moment, I hate it. So there's Power Slap, which is owned by Dana White, who owns the UFC. He runs that. You know, you just stood at a table and you're slapping each other in the face until someone goes down. I get it. Not a massive fan of it. I never watched a full event. I've watched clips from it. It just doesn't tickle me. But one that's been popping up on my thing is competitive in the cage pillow fights. Like, what the fuck is that about? It looks more entertaining than the Power Slap to me, though. You know, you got people doing like spinning back fists with a pillow. You just know someone's going to put a brick in a pillow or some shit. There's just so many weird things coming out now. I suppose social media is a big part of that. You know, being able to clip something. It gets a massive audience, and then, you know, people will buy tickets. People will go to the silly things. But in my opinion, the pillow fight is more entertaining than a Power Slap. That's my personal opinion. I suppose if you go there in person, it might be a different atmosphere. Hey up, wind's taking me shit. Might be a different atmosphere. Hearing the slap itself might be different. Like watching UFC or MMA in general, and then going to a live MMA event is completely different. Like hearing a punch land in person, meters away from the cage, is a whole different experience. Like one of my buddies, Moses Jolly, amazing professional boxer. I'm going to call it here. He will be British champion by the end of the year, and he will fight a heavyweight title in the next 5. I believe that 100%. He is a phenomenal boxer. But hearing, you know, to be fair, I've sparred with him a few times, and his punches, his jab is the same as my right hand. It's insane. This dude is incredible at boxing. Moves like a middleweight, punches like fucking Mike Tyson or some shit, like with his jab. His jab is insane. But seeing, obviously when you're sparring, especially when you're, you know, we've got a good relationship. Not that you would do it to someone you didn't have a good relationship with, but especially in a more competitive atmosphere, let's say. Sparring, you're not going to be throwing full force. You know, you're not going to be trying to knock the other guy out. You just want to tap him up, dodge. You know, it's all about learning. It's not about the ego behind it. But going from sparring with him and seeing him spar other people to seeing him wanting to knock a guy out, it's a different animal. It's a different game. You hear that punch land and you're like, oh, especially when you know what that punch feels like when he's not putting his full weight behind it. And then seeing him use that punch you felt to knock someone out, is just hearing it land is insane. Same with Aaron, one of my friends who is a kickboxer. He's got his pro debut for the British title coming up June, so a couple of weeks away. Hearing his kick land on a bag, insane. Hearing it land on someone's face in person is insane. You know, these guys work so hard. I haven't got the dedication that they do. I will be straight up with that. I go for months and months and months, and then I will take a long break, lose all motivation, go back, build it up again. But I'm so sporadic with it, where these guys live, breathe this every day of their lives, and I've got nothing but respect for them, and I hope they have amazing careers. It's definitely getting more flavourful the further I go down. I've found recently, especially, I've been going a lot more into the new world. Before I smoked Cubans. You know, you hear the Cuban and you know, all this, especially before you know what you're talking about in cigars, which I definitely still don't. I'm still learning. I'll put that out there. But the new worlds, Nicaraguan cigars, Honduras, phenomenal cigars. some, there's so many different ones, but the ones I have smoked so far, apart from, one of my favorite cigars has been a Cuban, which is the Romeo and Juliet Cubados. Whether that is because it was gifted to me, it had a lovely story about how it was gifted to me. I loved it. Smoked out in my garden with my father-in-law. So whether it's all those aspects of why I enjoyed that cigar so much, or whether it is because it was such a good cigar, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to smoke it again under a different sort of, just smoke it as a regular cigar. No faff with it. And then would I enjoy it as much? I don't know. But then a lot of these cigars I've had are New Worlds. So I've had some gifted to me, and I've bought some as well. But they are phenomenal. I've smoked other Cuban cigars like the H. Upmann, where the H. Upmann I smoked, for me it was nowhere near a Romeo, like on the scale of Romeo and Juliet's. I've had a few Romeo and Juliet's, and they've been a much nicer Cuban cigar. But the New World I enjoyed way more than the H. Upmann. It's a tough one to say. I definitely enjoy a New World cigar for the day-to-day, but whether it's, if it's a special event, I think I'd have to go with a Romeo and Juliet. I don't know. It's so hard to say. I probably smoke more New Worlds on a regular basis, though. Look at someone walking with some bloody sheep. That's one thing I love about this area. There's sheep just roaming free. Get a few horses, a few cows, just not penned in, just walking where they want to walk. This has got to be one of the best ways to enjoy a cigar. Saying that, best way I enjoy a cigar. I'm really looking forward to going to some of the cigar events. I've got a few coming up over the next few months. So maybe smoke a cigar with people. That's the thing. I very rarely socialize when I smoke, mainly because I don't know a lot of my friends that aren't personal, like they don't personally enjoy a cigar. But through meeting people in the community, it's been great socializing and smoking a cigar. So then going to these events as well is going to be great to just enjoy something that you love with people who equally love it as much as you. There's something about it, so I'm really looking forward to that. I am gutted though, because Smoke Kings is having one of their first, I think it's their first cigar event, on my wedding day, so I couldn't go. Fuming. I almost rearranged the wedding. That is what I was going to talk about. So, when I wasn't recording and I was just talking shit to myself, I was talking about ice hockey. So, I'll kind of try and remember what I was saying. So, in the UK, especially where I was from in Aberystwyth, it's football or rugby. I love rugby. I played second row for years. Never been massively into football. Like I said, I'll watch it now and again with my father-in-law. He loves Man United. But ice hockey is one thing I've really been getting into. I love the NHL. And the one thing I really want to do, especially while I'm living around here, is go see the Cardiff Devils play. So they're a ice hockey team from the UK. But every time I'm free to go watch a game, there's not a game on. So if there's any people who want to go to a Cardiff Devils game that are local to this area, or even if you want to travel, it's up to you. But if you want to go to a Cardiff Devils game, have a few cigars, a little meet-up, comment in the section below. And it's definitely something I'd be interested in getting sorted.
Fortunately, the rain has held off. I wasn't sure how this would sound if it was pissing down rain. When I get the microphone sorted, it'll be fine. You got noise cancellation. It's all good. But at the moment, I'm literally just using the microphone on the phone. So it's one of those. When I'm gonna be editing this video, I'm gonna see how the quality is. The hell was that noise? I'm doing my bucket. So yeah, see what the audio quality is like on here. For now, if I can get a few videos out of it and it sounds pretty good, happy days. But I feel like investing in those microphones is definitely going to be a must be, especially for the podcast. Podcast is I'm not gonna use the phone audio for that. Phone microphone even. Audio quality is going to be a massive part of that. Video quality, I'm hoping is coming out good for you guys. I'm going to have to go in, edit a few bits. I don't want it to be overly edited for the Cigar Therapy section. I want it to kind of just feel like a natural conversation. It's a way that I can talk to you guys. With this podcast, it's, I can't really interact with you guys. I'm going to be talking to my guest. Obviously, you guys can comment and I can reply to comments. But doing this is going to feel more connection to you guys. If you've got any questions, I can do Q&A sort of sections in it as well. I can read out a few comments from you guys, which would be great to do as well. So if you guys have got any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll try and get us through as many as I can. That's the thing, I don't want it to take out. Maybe I'll do a specific episode for Q&As, but I feel like if I can get Q&A section in the Cigar Therapy part, it'd be great. So yeah, feel free to leave any questions or anything you guys want me to sort of read out. Even if you're just calling me a wanker, absolutely fine. Getting down to that last third now. I feel like the flavour is definitely intensifying in that last third. I've got to say, the burn has stayed so even throughout. It hasn't started to go off on one side. It's been really consistent. The smoke output's been great. It draws really nice, even when you just want a little puff. It's the quality of it is phenomenal. Not an overly expensive cigar. Not the cheapest, but not overly expensive. So, especially for the size of it as well. Fucking hell. That's a big cigar. See, I love this spot. And I never see cars up here. The day I record an episode, cars all day. All day. But I chose to film on a bank holiday. So it is what it is. Just appreciating that. How well that's held up. There's no cracks in it. It's not come unraveled anywhere. It's even with the shoddy cut from a cheap car. I mean, it's not been the worst cut. At the start, the cap did start to peel up, but throughout time it's stuck back down anyway and stayed stuck down. That's the one thing, is when you're trying to draw from it and you just get that cap on your lip and it's flying up. But no, it's stayed stuck down again. And I will take majority of the responsibility from that because I'm using a cheap ass cutter. I will be trying to post I want to say the Cigar Therapy I want to do once a week, and podcast I want to do once a week. Obviously starting off might be some discrepancy, but obviously the more you guys enjoy it, the more I'm going to post. And again, if there's any sort of content that you guys want to see, collaborations you guys want to see, just let me know. I will do everything in my power to try that. If there's someone that you guys want me to talk to, I'll try my best. They might not want to talk to me. We shall see. I'm hoping to do some content with James from Cigar Shack. So James, if you're watching this, it's on tape now, mate. You got to do it. But a big part of this for me, I'm not one for social media for my personal life. Never have been. I think for this kind of content, social media is amazing. I've gotten to speak to some amazing people. Got to smoke some amazing cigars, which has been great for me, and I've really enjoyed it. The YouTube thing is definitely new to me. I've done things when I was a younger kid, stupid videos that are probably still on the internet that I'm cringed if they ever resurfaced. So don't go searching, stay away. But no, it's definitely something I've got to get used to, because I want to be able to do this a lot for you guys. And like I said, it's a learning curve. So I'm going to be investing in some new equipment. We're going to see what works, what doesn't work. It's trial and error at the end of the day. So, you know, it's definitely going to change. Hoping for the better. So any issues that, you know, if there's something that doesn't work, doesn't look great, my knowledge is going to develop as well. Like I said, I mean, I've smoked cigars for a long time, but it's only in the past, I'd say, 6 to 8 months that I really delved deep into the cigar world. Smoking for the love of it instead of smoking for a celebration, whatever it is, you know, whatever I had a cigar for, you know, if it was just meeting up with friends, have a cigar, whatever. When it's like that, for me, you're not diving deep into the cigar. You're just smoking the cigar for the social aspect, which is, you know, fine. I loved it, but now I'm learning more about cigars, learning the different blends and the different notes and all that. It's turned into a massive passion of mine, to be honest. And the content side of it, you know, if something comes of it, great. If some opportunities come, perfect. But for me, personally, it's the opportunity to meet some really cool people. Just through the Instagram page, the enthusiasts, the cigar enthusiasts. I've met some amazing people, had some great conversations with them. So I'm hoping the Cigar Therapy and the Enthusiast podcast just sort of gives me more opportunity to meet more people as well. I'm hoping to be able to travel to all over the UK to talk to these people. Luckily I've got the van, so I've got the ability to do that. I've been talking to some people who run cigar companies, people who run tobacconist shops, who are really interested in being on. So, you know, it'd be really nice to smoke a cigar with them. Like I said, I want to stay away from reviews, because I can give I'll give an opinion about a cigar, say whether I enjoyed it, what I enjoyed about it, things like that. But an in-depth review, I feel like I'm going to stay away from that for the time being until I really, really know what I'm talking about. I've got some knowledge, not a lot. But again, the more people I talk to about cigars, the more people I meet up with, the more I'm going to learn from them, the more research I do on a cigar. When I buy a cigar, I go through all the information about the cigar, what it's, you know, what it's wrapped with, what it's binded with, So I enjoy doing that, but at the moment, I would say my retention of that information isn't the best. It's more reading it to decide whether I want to try that cigar. So obviously, the more I do it, the more information I'm going to retain, the more I'm going to be able to talk about the specifics of the cigar. But for now, like I said, it's going to be more my opinion based. It's going to be what I can get from the cigar, whether it's, like I said, earthy notes, coffee notes. I might be way off. I might get earthy notes and someone's like, what are you on about? There's no earthy notes in this. There's no coffee notes. What are you talking about? And your palate does get refined. Like I said, I've been smoking cigars regularly. I don't even know how long now. Not a ridiculous amount of time compared to some people I've spoken to. Before it was, probably 2 cigars a year, if that, on special occasions. When now it is, I mean, this is probably my 5th cigar this week. Probably my 5th cigar this week. So yeah, it's one of those. I'm not going to smoke just for the sake of smoking. I mean, I am. That's a lie. I enjoy smoking in the garden. What I mean to say is I'm not going to smoke for the sake of content, but I will try and get as much content out of a cigar as I can. So, if I am smoking a cigar, I probably won't record in the house. There's too much noise around there. I've got little kids either side of me. I'm looking to buy a house in the near future, so I will probably end up building a cigar lounge in there. Fingers crossed. I've got a decent sized garden that I can build something in. And when it comes to the events, I probably do little bits of content, but at the same time, I'm there to enjoy the event itself. And I don't particularly just like shoving a camera in someone's face. If someone wants to record some content with me, great. But I'm not gonna be pushing it. They're there to enjoy the event there as well. They're not there to help me create content. If someone wants to, great. So when it comes to content for my Instagram, for the YouTube podcast, obviously I'm going to be arranging advanced in time. But for the Cigar Therapy, like I said, I want to do at least one a week. So that'll probably be similar layout to this for now, where I get to drive up to a lovely scenic, whether it's the mountains, whether it's a beach, whatever it is. As long as I can find a quiet enough spot to enjoy a cigar, to talk to you guys. And it's one of those, I'm going to get used to it more, where now, if there was a load of people around, I wouldn't want to record a video. Not so much because they're loud, not because I don't want to get them in the video, whatever it is. I suppose it's a confidence thing. When someone just sees you record, I hate, one of my biggest pet peeves, you see these kids doing TikTok dances in the middle of a street, and I want to pick up that phone and lob it. I'm just like, same with the gym. If you've got someone record, I've got no issue with people recording their workouts in the gym. But when they're kicking off the people walking in front of their video, or they're treating the gym like it's their space. And I suppose that's the same with, if I was to pull up here and there was a load of people around me and I wanted to record a video and I'd make it all about me, that's not me at all. If I can find a quiet spot, happy days. But to be fair, when I pulled up here earlier, there was a guy with his 2 dogs. They were just playing with a ball, and to be fair, I was setting up anyway. Had a nice conversation with him. Didn't mention I was going to be recording a video. I just sort of cracked on, made my coffee. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be recording a video now. Can you please be quiet? So that is not my place to tell someone what they can and can't do on their day off. At the end of the day, I've come into the middle of a mountain. He's come into the middle of a mountain. I've got no right to be like, can you please be quiet? You know, even if there was kids playing around somewhere, it's not my right to be like, I've come here to do something. You need to, you know, respect that. That they don't need to respect that at all, in my opinion. So I've gone out. So my main thing is, you know, if I can find a quiet place, great. Again, once I've doing this more, I might feel confident to do it if there's people around. But again, if it's not the right atmosphere to record a video, I'm not going to do it. So that's on me to find a nice spot. I think that was the first time this cigar's gone out, near the end, and it's just gone out. So my final opinion on this cigar, it's been phenomenal. Really, really good build. Really well rolled. Brilliant quality as far as the build goes. It's, like I said, it's just gone out. Just had to touch it up then. I've touched it up maybe once or twice as well. But that's more, to be fair, it wasn't even burning unevenly. The whole cigar's burnt so evenly. Cannot fault that at all. Flavor, very, very mild. I'm pretty sure it says it's a medium based cigar. I would say it's more on the sort of light to medium. You got some, you know, the creaminess, the earthiness. I got a little bit of coffee there, but then maybe because I'm drinking coffee as well, that's amplified it a bit. But when I had that first initial sort of dry inhale before I lit it, I did get a little bit of coffee note before I'd even had taken a sip. So it's definitely got some coffee in there. Stayed even the whole way there, burnt really well, smoke output was really good. To begin with, the first and second third, I would say I'd say no spice at all to it. Earthiness with, like I said, a little hint of that coffee, and then the last third has had, just like I said before, I was just after that tiny little kick of spice, and that last third has got it a little bit, enough to just to notice it. And that's all I really wanted from that cigar, is if that had it, maybe even in the second third, it'd be perfect. But it's in that last third, which is great. The size of the cigar, I did go big. I went real big, which is probably a good thing, because I didn't record probably 20 minutes of me chatting. Again, rookie move my area. But overall, this could easily be a day-to-day cigar for me. I'd definitely go for a Robusto, but the actual cigar itself is it's really, really nice. So it's not my favorite cigar, especially I've had a fair few cigars this week. I'd say this is probably my 5th cigar this week. And there have been others that are even on the cheaper side that I'd say I've enjoyed it more, but whether that's because I was socializing and, like I said, having it with a pint on the beach, walking the dog, that's my thing. I've got to get around my head, is it the flavor of the cigar that I'm enjoying more, or the environment it was smoked in? So I feel like the more I do the cigar therapy, the more I'm going to get that as well, because it's going to be essentially the same environment. I'm going to be in the van, chatting bollocks, smoking the cigar. So for now, I would say this is very, very good cigar. Very, very good quality. Smoke output's been brilliant. The build's been fantastic. It's held up so well, even with my shoddy cut. And a lot of people will say, invest in a better cutter, invest in a better lighter. For now, they'll do me. Like I said, at the moment, I'm getting married. It's buy a new cigar cutter, a new lighter for however much, and not have a cigar to use it with, or use the cheaper stuff for now and have a cigar to smoke, which, in my opinion, there's no point having a nice cigar cutter and a nice lighter if you can't sort of smoke a cigar. So obviously once the wedding's all done with, I haven't got all those payments going on, I'll definitely invest in some more stuff. But for now, they do the job. Like I said, this cigar is burnt perfectly. I cannot fault that. Maybe I'm just insanely talented at lighting cigars, which I very much doubt it. But it's been perfect burn. Like I said, the cut, my bad. It's not a terrible cut. You guys can probably see it there. It's not a terrible cut, but it could be better. And like I said, when I first cut it, the sort of cap here did flop over. It was sticking up a little bit, but stuck it back down, and it stayed stuck. It's not come up at all since the initial, say, 5 draws. It stayed stuck down, which is brilliant. Right, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I'm gonna probably enjoy the last bit of this to the nub. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, leave me a comment on your feedback, what you want me to smoke next, if there's anything that works, doesn't work. Feedback is always welcome here. Like I said, it's more, to be honest, this is like a personal journal for me. I get to talk shit and record it, and then I'm going to put it out to you guys. It's just a bit of fun for me. It's a good excuse to get out of the house. It's a good excuse not to do any wedding planning and leave it to my missus. Hopefully she doesn't see this. But no, it's been a great cigar. Been definitely getting used to being in front of the camera again. I've not been in front of a camera for a long time. Hopefully that doesn't come across to you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. I suppose it's all in the edit though. I can make myself look good in the edit. I can cut out all the fucking shit. But yeah, no, it's been great, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Like I said, I want to do this weekly. So yeah, just leave me some comments. Be sure to like the video. Only if you enjoy. I hate people like, please like the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you enjoy the content and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And then on my Instagram page, it is the Cigar Enthusiast on Instagram. And then if you want to follow the podcast Instagram page. That's where I'm just going to be posting clips from the podcast, keeping you guys up to date. Be sure to follow that. It's the Enthusiast Podcast on Instagram. It's also, if you go onto the Cigar Enthusiast page on Instagram, just click the links there and it's there as well. Let me know what you guys have been smoking. Let me know what you want me to smoke in upcoming episodes. This has been Cigar Therapy. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me. Like I said, the power's in the edit now. I'll make myself look better. No, I want to keep it as uncut as possible, but there's going to be some bits I'm going to cut out that you guys aren't going to want. And there's also bits that I wish I recorded, because I feel like that would have been the best part of the episode. The bit I didn't record. Always the case. But no, rookie moves, learning curve for me. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me through this, and I hope you enjoyed.